Hi students, welcome to social science class. Today's class we are going to do political science first chapter, our constitution. Our constitution. We got independence on August 15, 1947. Before independence, we are under the control of British. So August 15, 1947 is a day of joy as well as sorrow because we earned independence with lot of sacrifices, struggles and difficulties. Okay, so soon after independence, we had to face three challenges. Okay, now we may learn these three challenges one by one. First one, rehabilitating refugees from Pakistan. Here, rehabilitating means providing food and shelter to refugees. Refugees means a person who lost everything is called refugees. Rehabilitating refugees from Pakistan was a very big challenge in front of Indian government. So now we must learn how does government successful in facing this challenge. After the partition of India, country was burnt in communal fire due to clash between Hindus and Muslims. Our country started to burn. So millions of refugees try to choose their future in either of the countries. They had to leave their native places and try and move towards people of their religion majority. So providing them food and shelter that become a big challenge to Indian government. So according to one estimate, 1 million refugees from Pakistan arrived to India. Okay, 1 million refugees from Pakistan arrived to India. So people who arrived to India is more than people who went to Pakistan. Clear this? People who came to India is more than people who went to Pakistan. So this is one of the big challenge in front of Indian government, providing staying facility and food to these people, these refugees. That is very big challenge in front of Indian government. Okay, so around 1 million refugees from Pakistan entered India. So in the 1951, Indian government was successful in taking care of these people of West Pakistan. Okay, Indian government successful in taking care of people of West Pakistan. Clear this? Later, one more challenge arrived in front of Indian government. What is that? Around 10 lakh refugees. 10 lakh refugees from Bangladesh arrived to India. So these refugees were helped by Indian government, government of Assam, government of Meghalaya and government of Tripura. Okay. So Indian government was successful in providing food and shelter to people of Bangladesh. Okay, but most of the people of Bangladesh, they knew Bengali language. People of Bangladesh knew Bengal language. So they tried to settle in West Bengal. Okay, this created more pressure on West Bengal government. Okay, so it created heavy burden on government of West Bengal. Clear this? Okay. From the Bangladesh, around 10 lakh refugees arrived to India. Okay, so people of Bangladesh was supported by Indian government of Meghalaya, government of Tripura and government of Assam. Okay, so people of Bangladesh, they knew Bengali language very well. Okay, so people of West Bengal know Bengal language. So people of Bengal, they tried to settle in a West Bengal. So it created a heavy burden on government of West Bengal. Clear this? So this Indian government was successful in providing staying facility and food to refugees from Pakistan and Bangladesh. So one more country remained. That is third one. People of Tibet. Sorry. Third one. Around 1,20,000 refugees arrived to India. From Tibet. Okay, so 1,20,000 refugees from Tibet arrived to India. So Karnataka government was successful in providing food and staying facility to people from Tibet. So Karnataka government of Karnataka, how does it give support to refugees from Tibet? Government of Karnataka offered 3,000 acres of land at Bailukuppe. Okay, Karnataka government was successful in providing food and shelter to refugees from Tibet. How does it help to refugees from Tibet? Government of Karnataka offered 3 acres of land to these people at Bailukuppe. Nowadays, this place developed as major Tibetan settlement in India. Nowadays, it developed as major Tibetan settlement in India. Okay, in this way, Indian government was successful in rehabilitating refugees from Pakistan. Clear this? Okay. Now we may study about one more challenge faced by Indian government after independence. Okay, what is that challenge? Second one, merger of princely states. with Union of India. Merger of princely state with the Union of India. When British leave our country, there are total 562 princely states. Okay, these princely states were independent. Okay, so when India was partitioned, three options offered in front of these 562 princely states. Which are those three options? First one, joining to India. Joining to India. Second option, joining to Pakistan. And third option, remaining independent. Okay, here when British left our country, then there are 562 princely states. Okay, so these still it was not integrated with the Union of India. So Indian government offered three choices to these 562 princely states. Which are those? These princely states can be joined to Indian Union, or they can join to Union of Pakistan, or they can remain independent. Okay, so finally what happened? Many states, most of the states agreed to join the Union of India, but three states. Okay, first one, princely states, Union of India. Okay, second point, most of the states agreed to join the Union of India, but three states, one Jammu and Kashmir. Next Junagadh. Next Hyderabad. These three states never ready to join the Union of India. Okay, so then Indian government took severe action against these states. How does? Here, King of Jammu and Kashmir, Hari Singh. What is his name? Hari Singh. He want to remain independent. He don't want to join either Pakistan or India. He want to remain independent. Okay. Then Pakistan got fear. What is that fear? Jammu and Kashmir can join with the Union of India. So Pakistan sent tribal Muslims to attack on Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so when tribal Muslims attacked on Jammu and Kashmir, Indian army not ready to give support to Hari Singh. Why? Because if Indian army had to give help, then Hari Singh must join to Union of India. Later, Hari Singh has no option. Okay, then he agreed to join Union of India. Then Hari Singh agreed to join Union of India in 1947. Clear? The more state, Junagadh. Here, Nawab of Junagadh ready to join Pakistan. But his citizens revolted against this. Citizens opposed this. Finally, they flooded the city. King fled away from Junagadh. Later, Indian army entered into Junagadh and took the administration of Junagadh to its control in the year 1947. Okay, Indian army took the administration of Junagadh in 1948. So in this way, Junagadh also successful in merging with the Union of India. Now one more state remained. Which is that state? Hyderabad state. Hyderabad state. Here, Nawab of Hyderabad state, he want to remain independent. Nizam of Hyderabad want to remain independent and he opposed to join Pakistan. Okay, then farmers of Hyderabad revolted against this. Okay, finally Indian army entered Hyderabad. Okay, and defeated Nizam of Hyderabad. Okay, finally Hyderabad integrated or merged with Union of India in 1949. Okay, in this way, these three states were successful in merging Union of India. Okay, Hyderabad. Here, Nizam of Hyderabad, he don't want to join Indian Union or Pakistan Union. He want to remain independent. But farmers of Hyderabad, he opposed. Okay, they opposed this. So they revolted against Nizam of Hyderabad. Finally, what happened? Indian army entered into Hyderabad. Finally, it defeated Hyderabad. Nizam of Hyderabad. Finally, Hyderabad merged with the Union of India in 1947. Okay, so who is responsible for all this success? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was successful in merging princely states with the Union of India. That's why he is popularly considered as Iron Man of India. Okay, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was successful in merging princely states with the Union of India. So he is called Iron Man of India. Okay. So these are the three important challenges faced by independent India. Okay. Not only this, one more problem remained. Okay, one more problem I didn't say that. What is that? Maintenance of law and order. Maintenance of law and order. Okay, you know, before independence, we ruled according to the rules of British Parliament. But nowadays, now we are independent. We need our own rules and regulations. We need our own law and order. So, Indian government was successful in exercising law and order in India. Okay, so these are the three challenges faced by independent India. Which are those? One, rehabilitating the refugees from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Tibet. Okay. Second one, merger of princely states with the Union of India. And third one, maintenance of law and order in our country. Okay. So now, even one more challenge remained. What is that? Framing of our own constitution. Okay. Before independence, we ruled according to the constitution of British Parliament. Now we are independent. So we need our own constitution to run administration of our country. Okay, so we are successful in framing of our own constitution also. Today, Indian constitution is one of the best constitution of the world. Clear this? Here, before independence, we ruled according to the constitution of British Parliament. Okay, so when we got independence, we need our own constitution. Why? For running the administration of our country. Okay, so nowadays we are successful in framing up our own constitution. Today, Indian constitution, one of the best constitution of the world. Okay. So, now we may study about Indian Constituent Assembly. Indian Constituent Assembly. First, what is the meaning of constitution? What is constitution? Constitution is a set of rules and regulations guiding the administration of a state. Okay, constitution is a set of rules and regulations guiding the administration of a state. Okay, constitution, it is a set or document of rules and regulations. It includes rules and regulations. Why? For guiding the administration of a state. How we can run the administration of the state. All rules and regulations available in a constitution. Okay. So constitution is a set of rules and regulations guiding the administration of a state. Okay. So the recommendations of Motilal Nehru Committee. Motilal Nehru Committee and decisions taken by meeting meeting of National Congress at Karachi supported or emphasized for the framing of Indian Constitution. Okay, here the recommendations or suggestions of Motilal Nehru Committee and decisions taken by the meeting of National Congress at Karachi. It gave support for framing of our Constituent Assembly. Okay, so in the beginning, Constituent Assembly includes 389 members. Okay, but when India was divided, okay, total number of Constituent Assembly it reduced to 299. Okay, so there were 7 members from Karnataka. Okay, 7 members appointed from Karnataka state to Karnataka state. Clear this? Okay, so recommendations of Motilal Nehru Committee and decisions taken by the meeting of Karachi. It gave support for formation of Constituent Assembly. Okay, so Indian Constituent Assembly was formed. In the beginning, it includes total 389 members. Later, number of members reduced. How much? 299. Okay, so total 7 members appointed from Karnataka state. Okay, so first meeting of Constituent Assembly held on 9th December 1946. First meeting of Constituent Assembly held on 9th December 1946. Clear this? Then a second meeting of Constituent Assembly held on 11th December 1946. Okay, so this meeting of Constituent Assembly held under the chairmanship of Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad. Okay, Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad became the chairman of Constituent Assembly. So eminent personalities from India participated in this meeting. Okay, it includes Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Jawaharlal Nehru, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Sri Rajagopalachari, K.M. Munshi, next Srimati Sucheta Kripalani, Srimati Sarojini Naidu, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad. They were all the eminent personalities from India attended these meetings. Clear this? And from Karnataka, S. Nichalingappa, K.C. Reddy, Tekur Hanumantaya, and Tekur Subramanyam and Kengal Hanumantaya. They were all participated in this meeting from Karnataka state. Clear this? Okay, so the first meeting of Constituent Assembly held on 9th December 1946. Clear this? Then a second meeting of Constituent Assembly held on 11th December 1946. Okay, so who became the chairman of Constituent Assembly? Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad. So who attended this meeting from India? some of the great personalities like Jawaharlal Nehru, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, K.M. Munshi, C. Rajagopalachari, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, Srimati Sucheta Kripalani, Srimati Sarojini Naidu. They were all attended this meeting from India. Okay, so who are the personalities who attended meeting from Karnataka? Can you remember? First, K.C. Reddy, S. Nijalingappa, Kingal Hanumanthaya, then Tekur Subramaniam. They were all attended this meeting from Karnataka. Okay, from Karnataka. S. Nijalingappa. Next, K.C. Reddy. Then Tekur Subramaniam. And last one, Kingal Hanumanthaya. They were all attended this meeting of Constituent Assembly. Clear this? Now you may write on homework. What is Constitution? Second, which are the three challenges faced by independent India? Third, when was first meeting of Constituent Assembly held? Fourth, when was second meeting of Constituent Assembly held? Next, fifth one, who was the chairman of Constituent Assembly? Constituent Assembly. What is Constitution? Constitution is a set of rules and regulations guiding the administration of a state. Which are the three challenges faced by independent India? First one, rehabilitating the refugees from Pakistan. Second, merger of princely states with the Union of India. And third one, maintenance of law and order. When was first meeting of Constituent Assembly held? 9th December 1946. When was second meeting of Constituent Assembly held? When? 12th December 1946. Who was the chairman of Constituent Assembly? Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad. One more question. Name the eminent personalities participated in the meeting of Constituent Assembly from Karnataka. Okay, from Karnataka you have to write K.C. Reddy, S. Nijalingappa, Kingal Hanumantaya, Tekur Subramaniam. All these you have to write. Then you must learn all these question answers also. Thank you, students.